Hello, hello, everybody. Hello, hello, welcome in. We will start trivia just about 5 minutes after the hour. Glad you are all here tonight. Welcome in, welcome in. Hope it is warm wherever you are, which doesn't seem like much of anywhere right now. That's for certain. It is a whopping, let me see, what does weather.com say? It is a whopping 2 degrees here right now. It doesn't have a feels. Oh, it feels like it's negative 13, so that's cool. We're supposed to get more snow tomorrow. Here's the thing. Tell me if I'm wrong. I feel like it can either choose to be like 3, which is what the high I think is tomorrow. Let me look. What is the high tomorrow? 0 is the high. So it can either choose to be 0 or it can snow. I don't think it's fair that it does both. So it needs to pick one or the other. Just looking at the weather. Let's see. What are we saying now? Now we're only saying 2 to 3 inches. They were talking 3 to 6 the first I had seen this morning. So I guess that's better. Yeah, not excited. Not excited at all. But I'm excited to have you all here to play trivia tonight. We will start about 7:05. We've got 5 rounds of trivia this evening. Classical composers, we've got Purple Things, we've got Disney Animals, we got debut albums. There's 2 music rounds this week. Of course, nothing I can play on music because Facebook hates us. I'm kidding. Watch my video get shut down now. Facebook doesn't hate us. But they won't let me play music. So I try to find some royalty free. I've got another laptop that I could set up here next to me. Maybe I could play in the background so that at least there's some noise behind me. Or whenever the first few people who sign in and just see me staring at a camera, there's something happening. We will start in about 2 minutes. Make sure you got a piece of paper and something to write with. You're not going to want to put your answers in the comments. You're going to want to write them down. If anybody is playing for the first time, let me know in the comments where you're playing from. If you are playing for the first time, or even if you're not playing for the first time, if you're playing for the 45th time, because you've been here at every single social distance trivia night since the end of March, I think was when I started them. Let me know where you're playing from tonight. We got 13 people watching trivia right now. We'll start in just a couple of minutes. Let's see here. I was going to pull a link here to share with you all. If it lets me. I will share this. Just wants to know, is it classic composers or classical composers? Just curious. I'm not sure the difference, what you're thinking the difference might be on that. It's classical music, though, composers, and most of them are classic, I think. I tried to pick people who I'd at least heard of, which was a narrow field. I will tell you that. Does that help? Grant says, see you at Steeple on Sunday. That is awesome. Look forward to seeing you at Steeple yet. And yes, a friend of mine, Will, sent me a message wondering if Steeple was still happening this Sunday. For anybody in Hastings, yes, trivia still happens this Sunday, 5 o'clock. I know their newsletter said it's a couples event. It's not a couples only event. It's just being promoted as a couples event because it's Valentine's. The prizes are going to be a little more couple themed than otherwise normally, but and there might be a little more. The topics go out tomorrow. There's at least one like romantic comedy topic, and there might be a few more that are a little themed because it's Valentine's night. But yes, anybody is welcome to still come and play. You don't have to be in a couple, or hey, ask somebody to come with you. Maybe it'll be a first date that starts the rest of your life. Who knows? And you started it at trivia. That'd be cool. All right, it is 7:05, so we will get things rolling here. Thanks for the likes on the videos tonight, Trelana, Anna Rose, and Larry. Larry the legend. All right, so we get things rolling here. Let me get the rules up. Where'd it go? There they are. There's the rules. No Google. Don't cheat. That's what I'm asking. Please don't cheat. I mean, it's online trivia. If you cheat on online trivia, we'll pray for you. But don't cheat. Write down your answers, and at the end of each round, we'll go over all the questions again. Then you can score. Then you'll score your own rounds when we go over the answers. Again, don't cheat. If you get it wrong, you're wrong. Just take it. It's not that bad. At the end of the night, you're going to send me a picture or your score and a team name. Doesn't have to be a picture for sure, but a score. And at the end of the night, the top 3 scores will go on a wheel. We'll spin that wheel right here, and the winning team will get a $10 gift card to Amazon. Or if you hate Amazon for some reason, let me know and we'll get it somewhere else. But an e-gift card, $10 to Amazon is the prize this evening. So our 4 themes for tonight are classical composers, classical music composers. I'm not sure now how to say that. You got me thinking twice now, Jess. Classical composers, Purple Things, Disney Animals, and debut albums are our 4 topics tonight. I'm just changing the banner out. I didn't change the names on them yet. So round number 1 is going to be classical composers. Get that on the screen for you. Oops. Get the right one on the screen for you. There we go. And I even got it fixed now. So you all don't have the logo over the screen. I think I got that all nice and fixed. All right, classical composers. Here we go. Round number 1. Remember, you're writing down these answers. Don't type them in the comments. You want to write them down, and we'll go over answers at the end of the round. Number 1, who composed the classical oratorio Messiah in 1741? It was first performed in 1742. Who composed the classic oratorio Messiah in 1741? Thank you. So a first tip roll in. That info is at the top of the page, above my head there. Venmo, it's over there. Venmo is at Jim Thie. PayPal is jimthie@gmail.com. I really appreciate your support of what I do for the Ask a Nebraskan Trivia, or with the Ask a Nebraskan Trivia. So thank you so much for that support. Hello to the Lyles, Tracy and Ryan and all the kids. Hope you guys are doing well. Number 1 again, who composed the classic oratorio Messiah in 1741? First performed in 1742. I should say, I'm probably going to mispronounce a whole bunch of words this round. Sorry about that. Number 2, what composer sent a series of love letters to an unknown woman known only as the Immortal Beloved? What composer sent a series of love letters to an unknown woman known only as the Immortal Beloved? Question number 2, what composer sent a series of love letters to an unknown woman known only as the Immortal Beloved? Question number 3 for classical composers. This person is generally credited with being the first to use a light wooden baton as a means of beating time while conducting. Born in 1809, he's much better known as a composer, famous for his Italian symphony, his overture The Hebrides, and his violin concerto in E minor. Who is he? That is a wordy question. This person is generally credited with being the first to use a light wooden baton as a means of beating time while conducting. But born in 1809, he's much better known as a composer, famous for his Italian symphony, his overture The Hebrides, and his violin concerto in E minor. Who is he? Apologies in advance if you see me doing this with my arm a lot tonight. I got my second COVID shot today, and my arm's already getting a little sore, and I'm attempting to avoid it being nearly as sore as it was the first time around. Margot says, I think you like these hard questions. We will have a big fat 0. So, Margot, on my live nights, I've done it sometimes on the online game, but on my live nights, depending on where a team finishes, they get to pick a round. The team gets to pick a round for the next week. And this was the second place team at McHugh's in Kearney last week. It's a couple of music teachers, which probably isn't shocking by the pick that they made. So they got 9 out of 12 possible points last night playing it. Number 4, what composer's sixth and final symphony is also known as the Pathétique Symphony? What composer's sixth and final symphony is also known as the Pathétique Symphony? And if it's any consolation, Margot, I would get probably 1 point on this. There's one question. Number 1, I would have probably gotten. And after that, if I was playing this round, yeah, probably not. I've heard of the people, but I wouldn't know these things about them. Number 4, what composer's sixth and final symphony is also known as the Pathétique Symphony? Number 5, who composed the comic opera The Marriage of Figaro in 1786? Who composed the comic opera The Marriage of Figaro in 1786? I would not be able to get this answer right. My grandmother would, though, because I have vivid memories of being at my grandmother's house and her watching this opera. She loved to watch operas on like PBS. I think it was PBS, and some other channels that she had. She loved to watch operas, and I always thought it was weird because I didn't know what they were singing. But I do know this was one that she watched pretty regularly. But I couldn't tell you who composed it. Well, I could now because I've learned it. Who composed the comic opera The Marriage of Figaro in 1786? Number 6, what composer's first wife, Maria Barbara, was also his second cousin? He's from Kentucky. No, I'm kidding. What composer's first wife, Maria Barbara, was also his second cousin? Margot, don't give away answers now. Maybe it was Mozart or Beethoven, but it definitely wasn't Van Gogh because Van Gogh's not a classical composer. You are right. And the good thing about not being able to spell the names is you're correct. You're grading your own or scoring your own. There we go. So spelling doesn't count as long as you, in reasonably honest order, believe that that's what you meant to write. And honestly, at my live nights, when I used to collect sheets, and I'll get back there to where we collect again, I didn't count spelling either, as long as I could tell what you meant. Number 7, what Russian composer's works included Renard, The Soldier's Tale, and The Rite of Spring? Margot says, that's the end of my knowledge. I got 2 names. Which Russian composer's works included Renard, The Soldier's Tale, and The Rite of Spring? I did have a team last night who wrote a specific composer's name. I'll just say that so as not to give away a name. Wrote a specific composer's name for, I think, 10 out of the 11 questions because they actually knew one of them. So they answered that one, and then they wrote a specific composer's name the rest of the way, praying that one of those would be right. They got 2 points. But still finished third on the night. So, number 7, what Russian composer's works include Renard, The Soldier's Tale, and The Rite of Spring? Number 8, what Polish composer, born in 1810 and noted for his piano works, had a love affair with the novelist Amantine Dupin, better known by her pen name of George Sand? Which Polish composer, born in 1810 and noted for his piano works, had a love affair with the novelist Amandine Dupin, better known by her pen name of George Sand? A Polish composer born in 1810, noted for his piano works, had a love affair with the novelist Amandine Dupin, better known by her pen name George Sand. Number 9, who composed Pomp and Circumstance, March Number 1 in D, which is traditionally used at graduations? Who composed Pomp and Circumstance, March Number 1 in D, which is traditionally used at graduations? Who composed Pomp and Circumstance, March Number 1 in D, which is traditionally used at graduations? Number 10, of whom, multiple choice for you, of whom did Igor Stravinsky say he did not write 400 concertos, he wrote the same concerto 400 times? Was it Antonio Vivaldi, Johann Sebastian Bach, George Frederick Handel, or Domenico Scarlatti? Of whom did Igor Stravinsky say he did not write 400 concertos, he wrote the same concerto 400 times? Was it Vivaldi, Bach, Handel, or Scarlatti? Twenty people playing trivia, which I know means we have more than that, but 20 people watching trivia on a Thursday night, 19 now. I scared one away. Back on YouTube this week, got things straightened out. So on my Facebook page, the Ask a Nebraskan Facebook page, and YouTube this week. They all stay on the Facebook pages and YouTube. So if you ever want to go back and quiz somebody on one of the rounds or a whole night, use it as a party, I don't know, whatever you want to do, they're there. Go ahead and use them. Also, if you're looking for a trivia party, either in person or virtual, let me know. That's why I've got that sign right down there below me that says Trivia Parties. Ask me how. Ask me how. We'll figure it out. And number 11, the bonus question. This would be worth 2 points if you get it. Which composer wrote a symphony where the musicians stop playing one by one and leave the stage until only two are left? Which composer wrote a symphony where the musicians stop playing one by one and leave the stage until only two are left? All right, let me run through those 10 questions or 11 questions for you again. Number 1, who composed the classic oratorio Messiah in 1741? It was first performed in 1742. Again, just running through these quick on a repeat for you. Writing down these answers if you have any idea. Remember, no negatives or wrong answers. Number 2, a composer sent a series of love letters to an unknown woman known only as the Immortal Beloved. What composer sent a series of love letters to an unknown woman known only as the Immortal Beloved? Number 3, this person is generally credited with being the first to use a light wooden baton as a means of beating time when conducting. Born in 1809, though, he's much better known as a composer, famous for his Italian symphony, his overture, The Hebrides, and his violin concerto in E minor. Who is he? Number 4, what composer's sixth and final symphony is also known as the Pathétique Symphony? Number 5, who composed the comic opera The Marriage of Figaro in 1786? Again, still rounds to come on Purple Things, Disney Animals, and debut albums. I keep wanting to say duet albums. It's not duet, it's debut. Debut album. So rounds to come on those, and a confidence round to come at the end of the night to wrap it up. So if you haven't done so hot on the composers, don't worry. Still plenty of time to make up the work. Number 6, what composer's first wife, Maria Barbara, was also his second cousin? Number 7, what Russian composer's works include Renard, The Soldier's Tale, and The Rite of Spring? Number 8, which Polish composer, born in 1810 and noted for his piano works, had a love affair with the novelist Amantine Dupin, better known by her pen name of George Sand? Thank you. Saw another tip roll in. Appreciate that. That info again at the top of the screen if that's something you're interested in doing. Appreciate your support of what I do here with the Ask a Nebraskan on Thursday nights here on Facebook and YouTube. Number 9, if I can get the slides to advance. There we go. Who composed Pomp and Circumstance March Number 1 in D, which is traditionally used at graduations? Number 10, of whom did Igor Stravinsky say he did not write 400 concertos? He wrote the same concerto 400 times. Was it Vivaldi, Bach, Handel, or Scarlatti? I should say for all of these answers in this round, if you just have the last name, cool. Give yourself a point when we get to those answers if that's the case. You don't need the first name or middle name. If you know them and want to write them down to feel smart or show off for somebody that you're playing alongside, that's fine. But don't feel like you have to. And the bonus question, number 11, 2 points for this one. Which composer wrote a symphony where the musicians stop playing one by one and leave the stage until only 2 are left? Jess says, well, huh. What's that in response to, Jess? You were wondering about classic versus classical. So how did it do, Jess? Was it what you were expecting? Are you a big classical music buff and I just don't know that about you? It's possible. All right. Let me know if you need any repeats in the comments. Otherwise, we'll go over answers in just a moment here. Work on those answers. It says I'll be back. I'm not going anywhere. I'm hanging right here with you guys. Jess says we're at a loss. Again, lots of points to be had in Purple Things, Disney Animals, and debut albums, all of which might be more your thing, Jess. I would think they're more your thing than this, probably. And they're definitely more my thing. Like, I would do way better in those 3 rounds than I would have done here. Sometime if there's a way, you should all have me on a trivia team with you and find out that I might be an okay trivia host. I like to think I'm okay. You all keep coming back, tells me I must do okay. But I'm not always a great trivia player. It depends on the topic. Some things I can kill at, and other things not so good. Not so good. Give me a pro wrestling topic. I'll be ready to roll. Brandon and I'll take that one out. All right. Not seeing any repeat needs. Thank you, thank you. So another tip just roll in. You guys are awesome. Gotta do another big theme night coming up like we did for Christmas. That was a lot of fun with a bunch of raffle prizes and stuff. I don't know. Well, I'll think about that. I thought about doing one around Valentine's, just got a little busy on my calendar around here, and I didn't find a time that it would make sense to try and do it. Maybe Easter. I don't know how you do an Easter themed. You could do the Easter story. There's not a lot of Easter movies. Candy. I don't know. Maybe around Easter, springtime, something. We'll do some fun. Do a fun night like that again. Brandon says, when I hear Pomp and Circumstance, I think of Randy Savage. You and me both. It's really hard to be at a graduation and not break into like, ooh, yeah. It just, yeah. Hard not to do that. All right. Let's run over those answers. Some of you are like, let's just get this round over with and move on, Jim. Let's talk about purple things. Here we go with our answers. Number one, who composed the classic oratorio Messiah in 1741? George Handel. Handel's Messiah. That's the Hallelujah chorus you hear at Christmas time a lot. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. That one. Yep. I won't sing it for you, but that's that one. It's from that piece anyways. Number two, what composer sent a series of love letters to an unknown woman known only as the immortal beloved Ludwig Beethoven? That's Beethoven, not the big dog, the other one. Number three, this person's generally credited with being the first to use a light wooden baton as a means of beating time, blah, 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 blah. Felix Mendelssohn. Mendelssohn is the answer there. Number four, what composer's sixth and final symphony is also known as the Pathetique Symphony? Peter Tchaikovsky. Why Peter had to spell his name that way, or his parents did, I don't know, but Tchaikovsky. Number five, who composed the comic opera The Marriage of Figaro in 1786? Mozart did. Wolfgang Mozart. Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. I saw that movie one time, Amadeus. I thought it was pretty good, actually. It's been a long time, though. Number six, what composer's first wife, Maria Barbara, was also his second cousin? That would be Bach, Johann Sebastian Bach. He married his second cousin. It was a different time back then. Number seven, what Russian composer's works included Renard, The Soldier's Tale, and The Rite of Spring? Igor Stravinsky. Igor Stravinsky. Talk about him again here in a couple of questions, obviously. Number eight, what Polish composer, born in 1810 and noted for his piano works, had a love affair with the novelist Amandine Dupin, known by her name George Sand? That's Frederick Chopin. Chopin, I think. Again, going to mispronounce some stuff this round. Number nine, who composed Pomp and Circumstance, Randy Savage's theme music? If you're a wrestling fan like Brandon and I are, traditionally used at graduations, and again, as Randy Savage's theme music. Edward Elgar would not have gotten that, even though I love that song because of the Randy Savage connection. Edward Elgar. Number 10, of whom did Igor Stravinsky say he did not write 400 concertos? He wrote the same concerto 400 times. Vivaldi, Bach, Handel, or Scarlatti? It was Vivaldi, Antonio Vivaldi. And number 11, what composer wrote a symphony where the musicians stop playing one by one and leave the stage until only two are left? Joseph Haydn. Joseph Haydn. I thought it was Haydn. I got very well corrected on that last night. It is Haydn. If they could spell it like Haydn, then I would believe them. All right. Let me know if you need any repeats on answers for round number one. I'm going to fix our banner here for round number two. Repeat the answer to number six, Kyle. You got it. Number six, Bach married his second cousin, Johann Sebastian Bach. Let me know if you need any other repeats. Also, I'm going to throw a link. I meant to do that earlier. Throw a link into the chat here. I have been nominated. Some of you already know this, and some of you already done this, but I've been nominated for the Best of Carney Awards, which is pretty darn cool. And there is a link that may or may not post right. It's possible it won't. I'm gonna. Oh wow, that put in like a whole bunch of comments. Let's just make those go away. Forget I posted that. Let me get you a better link. It asks, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to put that on the screen. It asked me if I want to put that user in timeout. I don't even know what that means, but it's me. So that'd be weird. But I've been nominated for the Best of Carney 2020. So if you want to go here and nominate me, I'll put the better link here in the comments right there. That should work a little bit better, I believe. Maybe. Oh, I see. It's posting in all the different places. So it's there. Go ahead and click that link if you want and nominate me. That would be really cool. I would really appreciate it. The top 5 move on to the actual vote in March. So it would just be cool to be in the top 5. See what happens from there. I'm under entertainment as live performer for the Ask Nebraska Trivia. I'm also under Best Professional, under live entertainment performer as well, under my real name, Jim Fields. So check it out. Also, if you happen to and you want to, under bar, you could put McHughes because they're great to me. So you could always nominate them as well. All right, round number 2, purple things. Let's talk about all things purple. We'll start with a multiple choice because I feel like I was mean to you in round 1. So here's this. Prince's movie Purple Rain. Changed my banner down there too. Purple Rain was released in what year? Was it 1983, 84, or 85? Prince's movie Purple Rain was released in what year? Was it 83, 84, or 85? I should say, too, with that Best of Carney stuff, you don't have to live in Carney to do it. So those of my friends in, say, Idaho or Iowa, who I know are playing tonight from the comments I've seen, you also can nominate. And thanks to anybody who's on here who already went in and made nominations. And if there's anything that I can click nominate for you, just shoot me a message. Let me know. I would love to support you guys in whatever it is you're doing as well. So let me know if there's something I can help you out with, whether it's through Best of Carney or anything else. Love to do that, especially in appreciation for everything you guys do for me. All right, purple things number 2. What main cast member of the Scooby-Doo cartoon series, so what character in the Scooby-Doo cartoon series usually wears purple? Main characters, I'm not talking about random monsters or bad guys. What main cast member or character in the Scooby-Doo cartoon series, maybe character would be a better word there, usually wears purple? What main cast member or character in the Scooby-Doo cartoon series usually wears purple? Mike says they already did down in Louisiana. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Good to have you guys back on. It's been a little while, Mike, since you guys have been on Trivia Night. Jess says, we got one. Finally a point. We got one. Hopefully that will be the start of a run now, Jess. Let's see how number 3 goes for you. What group had their first hit with Hush in 1968? What group had their first hit with Hush in 1968? Baseball started. That's what I figured, Mike, was baseball started. And I know you get pretty busy when baseball starts, so. Mike, did you guys eventually get that package? I finally got it out in the mail to you way later than it should have been, with your blanket and that sounds weird. I sent you a blankie, but your prizes from the Christmas show, some keychains and things. hoping that got to you. I never did check the tracking number, so I'm hoping it got there. What group had their first hit with Hush in 1968? Number 4, what's the mascot or the team name of Texas Christian University? Mike's going to know this one. I know he's got this one. What is the mascot or team name? So I'm not asking for like the character's name, but like they are the Texas Christian University what? Like if it was Nebraska, it would be Cornhuskers. What is the mascot or team name of Texas Christian University? Brendan sporting the keychain in Tuscaloosa. Gotta love it. The Ask a Nebraskan trivia getting a little love in Alabama. Number 5 for Purple Things. Number 5, whose face appears on the Purple Heart medal? Whose face appears on the Purple Heart medal? Whose face appears on the Purple Heart medal? Just realized 588 people have liked my page on Facebook. That means I'm 12 away from 600. That would be pretty cool. That's a good goal we'll have to try to get to. See if we get to 600 people who've liked my page. Number 5, whose face appears on the Purple Heart medal? Number 6, Gengar is a character in what franchise? Gengar is a character in what franchise? Gengar is a character in what franchise? Number 7, of the original 10 Care Bears, which bear is purple with a rain cloud on its stomach? Of the original 10 Care Bears, which bear is purple with a rain cloud on its stomach? Of the original 10 Care Bears, which bear is purple with a rain cloud on its stomach? My first cassette player ever, so that tells you how old I am. I had a cassette player. My first cassette player ever was a Care Bears cassette player because my dad waited until like the day before Christmas to go out and go shopping, and I wanted a tape player, and that was the only one he could find that was like a kid's tape player. Was a Care Bears tape player, and then he bought me a GI Joe like book on tape to play in it. So I was playing a GI Joe tape in a Care Bears tape player. I don't know. You ever wonder why I am the way I am? That probably has something to do with it. Number 8, in the Mario franchise, who is Luigi's arch rival? In the Mario franchise, who is Luigi's arch rival? In the Mario franchise, who is Luigi's arch rival? Number 9 for Purple Things. What fruit comes in varieties like Moyer, damson, and elephant heart? What fruit comes in varieties like Moyer, damson, and elephant heart? What fruit comes in varieties like Moyer, damson, and elephant heart? Number 10, the McDonald's character Grimace was originally a bad guy with 4 arms who tried to steal what menu item? The McDonald's character Grimace was actually originally a bad guy with 4 arms who tried to steal what menu item? And number 11, the bonus question. Here's a picture clue for you. Though it sounds like a variety of a beverage, what is the name of this species, easy enough for me to say, of fish? Though it sounds like a variety of a beverage, what is the name of this species of fish? And we'll run through these questions pretty quick on a repeat for you. I'm just going to look here. Back to, there we go. Question number 1, we'll run through these pretty quick. Prince's movie Purple Rain was released in what year? Was it 83, 84, or 85? Number 2, what main character of the Scooby-Doo cartoon series is usually wears purple? Excuse me. What main cast member character of the Scooby-Doo cartoon series usually wears purple? Number 3, what group had their first hit with Hush in 1968? What group had their first hit with Hush in 1968? Number 4, what's the mascot or team name of Texas Christian University? Number 5, whose face appears on the Purple Heart medal? Whose face appears on the Purple Heart medal? Number 6, Gengar is a character in what franchise? Number 7, of the original 10 Care Bears, which bear is purple with a rain cloud on its stomach? Number 8, in the Mario franchise, who is Luigi's arch rival? Number 9, what fruit comes in varieties like Moyer, damson, and elephant heart? Number 10, the McDonald's character Grimace was originally a bad guy with 4 arms who tried to steal what menu item? Number 11, though it sounds like a variety of a beverage, what is the name of this species of fish? And again, this one's worth 2 points if you get it right. So it sounds like a variety of beverage. What is the name of this fish? All right, work on those answers. Let me know in the comments if you need any of those repeated again. Give you the answers in just a moment here. Thanks again for anybody who sent a tip along or is going to send a tip along. Preemptive thanks, I guess, for that. It's right there up at the top of the screen. Venmo is at JimT. PayPal is jimT@gmail.com. I appreciate everybody who does that. And I appreciate all 23 of you who are watching live on Facebook, on YouTube. Let's see. We do have 1 watching on YouTube, 3 on my personal page, 19 are on the Ask a Nebraskan page, which is about how it shakes out usually. More on the Ask a Nebraskan page. It doesn't matter. It's the same feed everywhere. So does not matter. I appreciate you all being here on Thursday night, though, and playing some trivia with me. All right. Let me know if you need any other repeats or any repeats in the comment section. All right, let's run over those answers here for purple things. See how you did. There we go. Move things along here. Purple things answers. Here we go. Number 1, Prince's movie Purple Rain was released in what year? Was it 83, 84, or 85? It was 1984. Prince's movie and album both were released the same year, 1984. Number 2, what main cast member or character of the Scooby-Doo cartoon series usually wears purple? That would be Daphne. Daphne is usually in purple. Excuse me. Number 3, what group had their first hit with Hush in 1968? Deep Purple. They're better known for Smoke on the Water in the 70s, but their first hit, and really they only had 2 like big hits in the U.S., was Hush and Deep Purple, Smoke on the Water. Deep Purple is the band, though, and the answer we're looking for here. Number 4, what's the mascot or team name of Texas Christian University? They're the Horned Frogs, the TCU Horned Frogs. That's some gnarly looking horned frogs, just saying. Number 5, whose face appears on the Purple Heart medal? That is George Washington. George Washington. Number 6, Gengar is a character in the Pokemon franchise. Pokemon. Number 7, of the original 10 Care Bears, which bear is purple with a rain cloud on its stomach? Grumpy Bear. Grumpy Bear. He is the one who has the rain cloud and is purple. Number 8, in the Mario franchise, who is Luigi's arch rival? Waluigi. Waluigi. Number 9, what fruit comes in varieties like Moyer, Damson, and Elephant Heart? Those are plums. Plums. If you thought about purple fruits, you probably got the plum. Maybe you thought grape, but plum. Number 10, the McDonald's character Grimace was originally a bad guy with 4 arms, which he tried to steal what with? Menu item with? Milkshakes. Brings the boys to the yard and Grimace to the yard apparently as well. He liked him some milkshakes. Somebody asked how you can steal milkshakes when the milkshake machine never seems to be working at McDonald's. I don't know if that's true where you live, but it definitely is true here. I don't order shakes very often, but it does seem like I see a lot of times on their menu board, it says back soon on the ice cream and the shake things. It's almost never available. It's weird. And number 11, though it sounds like a variety of a beverage, what is the name of this species of fish? Purple tang. Purple tang is that kind of fish, and sounds like a grape version of Tang, that drink mix that some of us remember as a kid. I drank some Tang when I was little. I think they still make it. I don't know. I haven't had it in a long time. Let me know if you need any of those answers repeated. Otherwise, we'll get things ready here for round number 3, all about Disney animals. Justin, I haven't seen you comment tonight, so I'm not sure if you're here, but I know you love some Disney rounds. Maybe that's why you're not here. Maybe you saw that I was doing a Disney round. Oh, there he is. All but one. So close, Justin says. And he's getting ready for this big Disney round that he loves so much. Which one did you miss, Justin? I'm curious. I'm guessing it's the fish, but maybe not. Maybe you really like fish and you knew that was a purple tang. All right. Not seeing anybody begging for or asking for begging. That sounded wrong. Asking for answer again. Let me change my banner down there at the bottom. All right. We'll bring the screen back up then. Disney animals. Oh, Grimace was the one. Okay, Justin. Grimace was the one you missed. You did know Purple Tang. Very good. Very good. Disney animals. Lisa says the best. Here we go with some Disney animals. Now, I tried to make this a little, well, I don't know. We'll see how I did. Y'all figure it out. Number 1, what is the name of the Tremaines family cat in Cinderella? Thank you. Saw another tip roll in. Appreciate that. What is the name of the Tremaines family cat in Cinderella? The name of the Tremaines family cat in Cinderella. Number 2, in Pinocchio, what kind of animal is Honest John? Pinocchio, what kind of animal is Honest John? In Pinocchio, what kind of animal is Honest John? Number 3, what's the name of the prince's dog in The Little Mermaid? What is the name of the prince's dog in The Little Mermaid? What is the name of the prince's dog in The Little Mermaid? Number 4, in Bolt, what city is Bolt accidentally shipped to? In the movie Bolt, what city is Bolt accidentally shipped to? Number 5 for Disney animals. Tantor is what kind of animal in Tarzan? Tantor is what kind of animal in Tarzan? Number 6, what kind of animal is Henwen in the Black Cauldron? What kind of animal is Henwen in the Black Cauldron? I've never seen this movie. Number 6, what kind of animal is Henwen in the Black Cauldron? Number 7, what's the name of the hummingbird in Pocahontas? What is the name of the hummingbird in Pocahontas? What is the name of the hummingbird in Pocahontas? Number 8, in a Goofy movie, where does Goofy want to take Max on a fishing trip? I'm looking for the state here. In a Goofy movie, where does Goofy want to take Max on a fishing trip? In a Goofy movie, where does Goofy want to take Max on a fishing trip? Number 9, what's the name of the stuffed hedgehog in the Toy Story franchise? What is the name of the stuffed hedgehog in the Toy Story franchise? Number 9 for Disney Animals, what's the name of the stuffed hedgehog in the Toy Story franchise? Number 10, what's the name of Chicken Little's best friend, a buck-toothed female duck who is secretly in love with him? I have the first and last name on the answer slide, but if you just have first name, that'll be fine on this one. What is the name of Chicken Little's best friend, a buck-toothed female duck who is secretly in love with him? Again, just first name would be fine on this one. Number 10 again, what's the name of Chicken Little's best friend? A buck-toothed female duck who's secretly in love with him. And number 11, the bonus question, 2 points. What are the names of the mouse couple in The Rescuers? 1 point for each of their names, just the first names looking for there. What are the names of the mouse couple in The Rescuers? What are the names of the mouse couple in The Rescuers? Looking for the first names there. All right, let's run through those questions again. Number 1, what's the name of the Tremaines family cat in Cinderella? Number 2, in Pinocchio, what kind of animal is Honest John? Number 3, what's the name of the prince's dog in The Little Mermaid? Number 4, in Bolt, what city is Bolt accidentally shipped to? Number 5, writing down these answers. Tantor is what kind of animal in Tarzan? All about Disney animals here this round. Next round is about debut albums. Number 5, Tantor is what kind of animal in Tarzan? Number 6, what kind of animal is Henwen in The Black Cauldron? What kind of animal is Henwen in The Black Cauldron? Jess says this is more our speed. Number 7, what's the name of the hummingbird in Pocahontas? What's the name of the hummingbird in Pocahontas? Number 8, in a Goofy movie, where does Goofy want to take Max on a fishing trip? Looking for the state there. Number 9, what's the name of the stuffed hedgehog in the Toy Story franchise? I think the hedgehog debuts in 3 and has a bigger part in 4. Still haven't seen Toy Story 4. I have Disney Plus. I have no real excuses. So no spoilers. Anybody watching WandaVision? I'm in the 3rd episode, and I hear it gets a lot better after this one. It's been okay so far, but I hear it really picks up steam. So no spoilers, though. Don't spoil anything for me or anybody else. Number 10, what's the name of Chicken Little's best friend, a buck-toothed female duck who's secretly in love with him? Again, just the first name on that one would be all right. And number 11, the bonus, what are the names of the mouse couple in The Rescuers? Work on those answers. I'll be back with the right ones in just a minute or two. Let me know in the comments if you need any repeats. Let me know if you're watching WandaVision. And if you are feeling the same way that I am, that or feeling the same way that I've heard, I should say, that it's about to pick up steam for me because I'm in the 3rd episode. Yep, just starting the 3rd, maybe. Brandon says, yes, episode 4 is when it picks up. Good to know. Good to know I'm almost there. Like I said, I haven't hated it. It's just been kind of okay. But they've been setting the world up, and I can see that this takes place in. So I figured it would pick up at some point once they kind of have some things established. Or not established. I'm not a huge, I'm not a comic book guy, so I haven't read any of the comic books really. But it is fun, and I know I'm missing a ton of them, but to kind of watch WandaVision and see the little Easter eggs that are hidden in there about different characters that I do know about or different things. I've read some stories on the first 2 episodes about Easter eggs that I don't know what they're talking about. It's way above my head. All right, let's go over these answers for Disney animals, see how you did. As always, 1 point for each of the first 10 questions, 2 points possible on that last one, although because there's 2 parts to that answer, you could just get 1 point on that too. Let's see how you did. Number 1, what's the name of the Tremaines family cat in Cinderella? That is Lucifer. That seems like a good name for a cat. Owning one myself, my wife and I would probably agree Lucifer would have been a good name for him too. Number 2, in Pinocchio, what kind of animal is Honest John? He's sly as a fox. A fox. Number 3, what is the name of the princess dog in The Little Mermaid? Max. Also the name of the dog in The Mask. I think. The Mask? Anyways. Number 4, in Bolt, what city is Bolt accidentally shipped to? There's another movie I've never seen. New York City. Shipped to New York City. Number 5, Tantor is what kind of animal in Tarzan? He is an elephant. Tantor is an elephant, kind of a brown colored elephant, a strange, almost purpley shaded elephant. Number 6, what kind of animal is Henwen in the Black Cauldron? Henwen is the pig. The pig in the Black Cauldron. Again, never have seen that movie. Number 7, the name of the hummingbird in Pocahontas is Flit. Flit. And it is Max in The Mask. Okay, thank you, Margot. Right after I said it, I was like, am I thinking of something else? I feel like I've asked that question before at some point along the way. Number 8, in a Goofy movie, where does Goofy want to take Max on a fishing trip? The Dennons, you better have gotten this one. It's Idaho. Idaho is where they are going, or where he wants to take Max on a fishing trip. don't want to spoil the movie for y'all. It's where he wants to go. Number 9, what's the name of the stuffed hedgehog in the Toy Story franchise? Mr. Pricklepants. Mr. Pricklepants. It's a great name. I feel like there's a trivia team name in there somewhere. I don't know. Team Grey Duck loves Mr. Pricklepants. I don't know. Something to think about. Number 10, what is the name of Chicken Little's best friend, a buck-toothed female duck who is secretly in love with him? Abby Mallard. If you just had Abby, that's fine. You don't need the last name, but I threw it on there. Abby Mallard is Chicken Little's best friend. And number 11, the names of the mouse couple in The Rescuers is Bernard and Miss Bianca. And if you have Bernard and Bianca and don't have Miss in there, that's fine. Bernard and Bianca. All right, let me know if you need any answers repeated for Disney animals. We're going to head into debut albums here in just a minute. Change my banner out so don't forget. Let me know if you need any answers repeated. Thank you again for anybody who sent in a tip. That info there right above my head. Venmo at Jimthy, at Jimthy. PayPal over there, jimthy@gmail.com. Anything you toss my way is greatly appreciated. Justin says a whopping 2. This is why you hate Disney topics, Justin. They are not. After you did really well, I bring you back to reality with Disney. You'll do well on debut albums. That seems like it's right up your alley, right up your avenue, Justin. I'll let this speak for itself for Justin. Disney, not his favorite. Justin has been here most trivia nights since you started playing. And if I ever did an all Disney night, I bet that would be the way I could get him to not show up. Not that I ever want you to not show up. I love you showing up, Justin. But a whole Disney night would probably be not up your alley. All right. Not seeing anybody need any repeats on those questions. Thank you. So another tip roll in. Let's see. What do you think about debut albums? Debut albums, all about musicians and their first forays into releasing an album. Let's see how you do here with question number 1. What artist released his debut album, Greetings from Asbury Park, New Jersey, in 1973? What artist released his debut album, Greetings from Asbury Park, New Jersey, in 1973? Lisa got 6 that round and said she knew others, but they just weren't coming to mind. I know how that happens. That's actually when I feel like I've written a pretty good question, when people are like, I should have known that. Like, it's challenging enough you have to think about it, but it's not just so obscure that everybody's like, yeah, who would know that? So good. I'm glad I was kind of in the right frame there for some of those questions. Number 1, what artist released his debut album, Greetings from Asbury Park, New Jersey, in 1973? Number 2, Chad Channing and Dale Crover, not Dave Grohl, were the drummers on what debut album from Nirvana? So, a creative way to say, what was Nirvana's debut album? Chad, easy enough for me to say, Chad Channing and Dale Crover, there we go, not Dave Grohl, were the drummers on what debut album from Nirvana? Chad Channing and Dale Crover, not Dave Grohl, the drummers on what debut album from Nirvana? Number 3, Solsbury Hill was the first single released from what former Genesis lead singer's debut solo album? Margot says, I could have told you what movie theater in Kearney I saw the movies in. That could be my round next time. Where did Margot see this movie? Number 3, Soulsbury Hill was the first single released from what Genesis lead singer's debut solo album? Number 4, Borderline, Lucky Star, and Holiday were 3 of the hit singles from what pop star's self-titled debut album? Borderline, Lucky Star, and Holiday were 3 of the hit singles from what pop star's self-titled debut album? Margot says, or what color is my office for purple things? There you go. That would have been a thing. What color is Margot's office? Purple. Number 4, Borderline, Lucky Star, and Holiday, 3 of the hit singles from what pop star's self-titled debut album? Number 5, in 2013, what singer-songwriter released a 30th anniversary of her debut album, She's So Unusual? In 2013, what singer-songwriter released a 30th anniversary of her debut album, She's So Unusual? Number 6, for debut albums featuring such songs as Can't Knock the Hustle and Brooklyn's Finest, the 1996 album Reasonable Doubt was the debut from what rapper? Featuring such songs as Can't Knock the Hustle and Brooklyn's Finest, the 1996 album Reasonable Doubt was the debut from what rapper? Again, just moving my arm because I got the second COVID vaccine today, so arm's a little sore. Hopefully it's not as sore as last time. Last time it hurt for like 4 days. Crazy. Better than COVID, though. Number 7, what pop star released her debut album, Katie Hudson, under her birth name in 2001? What pop star released her debut album, Katie Hudson, under her birth name in 2001? What pop star released her debut album, Katie Hudson, under her birth name in 2001? Number 8, a photograph of a globe taken with a disposable Kodak camera is featured on the cover of what debut album from the British rock band Coldplay? Again, a really long way to say, what is the name of the debut album of Coldplay? A photograph of a globe taken with a disposable Kodak camera is featured on the cover of what debut album from the British rock band Coldplay? A photograph of a globe taken with a disposable Kodak camera is featured on the cover of what debut album from the British rock band Coldplay? Number 9, Jimmy Page played a Fender Telecaster he received from his friend Jeff Beck on most of the tracks for what English rock band's 1969 debut album? Jimmy Page played a Fender Telecaster he received from his friend Jeff Beck on most of the tracks for what English rock band's 1969 debut album? Number 9 again, Jimmy Page played a Fender Telecaster he received from his friend Jeff Beck on most of the tracks for what English rock band's 1969 debut album? Number 10, what country music superstar's 1989 debut album featured the debut hit Much Too Young to Feel This Damn Old? What country music superstar's 1989 debut album featured the debut hit Much Too Young to Feel This Damn Old? Otherwise known as my theme song most mornings. Number 10, what country music superstar's 1989 debut album featured the debut hit Much Too Young to Feel This Damn Old? And number 11, according to TheRichest.com, what 1980s album, notice I'm saying that as a decade, not a year, 1980s album, is the best-selling debut album of all time in the U.S.? According to TheRichest.com, what 1980s album is the best-selling debut album of all time in the U.S.? Number 11, according to TheRichest.com, what 1980s album is the best-selling debut album of all time in the U.S.? I'm looking for the band and the title of the album. Band and title here, so 2 possible points. 1 for each, although I kind of feel like it's going to be an all or nothing. Probably you're either going to get both or none at all. All right, let's run over those questions again. Go kind of quick here through them. Number 1, what artist released his debut album Greetings from Asbury Park, New Jersey in 1973? Number 2, Chad Channing and Dale Crover, not Dave Grohl, were the drummers on what debut album from Nirvana? Number 3, Solsbury Hill was the first single released from what former Genesis lead singer's debut solo album? Number 4, Borderline, Lucky Star, and Holiday were 3 of the hit singles from what pop star's self-titled debut album? Number 5, in 2013, what singer-songwriter released a 30th anniversary of her debut album, She's So Unusual? Number 6, featuring such songs as Can't Knock the Hustle and Brooklyn's Finest, the 1996 album Reasonable Doubt was the debut from what rapper? Number 7, what pop star released her debut album Katie Hudson under her birth name in 2001? Number 8, a photograph of a globe taken with a disposable Kodak camera is featured on the cover of what debut album from the British rock band Coldplay? Number 9, Jimmy Page played a Fender Telecaster he received from his friend Jeff Beck on most of the tracks for what English rock band's 1969 debut album? Number 10, what country music superstar's 1989 debut album featured the debut hit, Much Too Young to Feel This Damn Old? And number 11, according to TheRichest.com, what 1980s album is the best-selling debut album of all time in the U.S.? Looking for the band and album name there. Let me know in the comments if you need any repeats. Sadie, I see you need number 5. There's number 5 again. In 2013, what singer-songwriter released a 30th anniversary of her debut album, She's So Unusual? There's number 5. You know in the comments if anybody needs any others repeated. Just flipping through those real quick to get there. All right, let me know in the comments if you need any others. Otherwise, we'll go over answers here pretty quick. Thanks again for anybody who sent a tip through on Venmo or PayPal. Info is right up there on the top of the screen. Appreciate that. Appreciate all of you, like I said, being here on a Thursday night. You guys keep showing up. I'll keep doing it until I can't for some reason. There will be a Thursday in March I'm not able to do, but talk more about that as it gets closer. For now, though, we'll be doing this. All right, not seeing any other repeat needs. Well, let's run over these answers here for debut albums, and then we'll head into the confidence round. Wrap up this trivia night here tonight. Number 1, what artist released his debut album, Greetings from Asbury Park, New Jersey in 1973? Bruce Springsteen. Recently in Nebraska to film a Super Bowl commercial. Number 2, Chad Channing and Dale Crover, not Dave Grohl, were the drummers on the debut album from Nirvana named Bleach. Bleach. Nevermind was their first huge smash hit album, but Bleach was their first album. Number 3, Solsbury Hill was the first single released from what former Genesis lead singer's debut solo album, Peter Gabriel. Peter Gabriel. Somebody last night said, well, there's 2 former solo or lead singers that went solo from Genesis. I said, yes, but only one released Solsbury Hill. Number 4, Borderline, Lucky Star, and Holiday were 3 of the hit singles from what pop star self-titled debut album, Madonna's self-titled debut album, Madonna. Number 5, in 2013, what singer-songwriter released a 30th anniversary of her debut album, She's So Unusual? Cyndi Lauper. Girls just want to have fun. Cyndi Lauper. Number 6, featuring such songs as Can't Knock the Hustle and Brooklyn's Finest, the 1996 album Reasonable Doubt was the debut from Jay-Z. Jay-Z. Number 7, what pop star released her debut album, Katie Hudson, under her birth name in 2001? You can see her on American Idol. It's Katy Perry. Katy Perry. A very pregnant Katy Perry from the previews I've seen on TV. Number 8, a photograph of a globe taken with a disposable Kodak camera is featured on the cover of what debut album from the British rock band Coldplay? It's called Parachutes. Parachutes was their debut album. Number 9, Jimmy Page played a Fender Telecaster he received from his friend Jeff Beck on most of the tracks for Led Zeppelin's debut album in 1969, Led Zeppelin. Number 10, what country music superstar's 1989 debut album featured the debut hit, Much Too Young to Feel This Damn Old? That is Garth Brooks. Just read he and Trisha are quarantining and testing for 2 weeks because somebody near them tested positive for COVID. So prayers, thoughts and prayers to them. And number 11, according to TheRichest.com, what 1980s album is the best-selling debut album of all time in the U.S.? That is Guns N' Roses, Appetite for Destruction. Guns N' Roses. All right, let me know. Don't worry, don't send me a Facebook message. Pay no attention to that screen. That didn't just happen. Let me know if you need any of those answers repeated. Change my banner. We'll get ourselves ready for the confidence round here in a minute or two. Brandon says when he hears greetings from Asbury Park, he thinks of Bam Bam Bigelow. I do as well. A lot of hidden pro wrestling references in here tonight. No out and out pro wrestling references. I don't think there's one in the confidence round, but a lot of hidden wrestling references. I've often thought about that, trying to hide a pro wrestling reference in every week, just because it's fun for me. Justin says that was so much better. I thought that might be your speed, more your speed than Disney Animals. I thought I might be right about that. All right, not hearing anybody need any repeats on answers, so let's go into the confidence round. Let me get that screen back up before I advance it. I already advanced it one. Confidence round, round number 5. This works a little different than the other rounds. Excuse me, here's how it works. 10 questions and only 10 questions in this, the final round. They're about anything. They're all over the place. Once we're through with those answers or those questions, you're going to rank your answers 10 to 1 based on the confidence you have in your answer. 10 is the most confident, 1 is the least confident, 10 most, 1 least. You can use each number only one time, 10 on one, 9 on another, 8 on another, all the way down to 1. If you're right, the number you used on that question will be the points you get for that question. So you get 10 points on one question, all the way down to 1. Again, on the one you're probably guessing on. Meaning if you get all of them right, 10 plus 9 plus 8 plus 7 all the way down to 1 is 55 possible points available in this round. So everybody's still got a chance, because 48 points would be perfect if you were perfect all the way through tonight. Nobody's been perfect. You would have been bragging like crazy in the comments if you were. So nobody's at 48 points, meaning 55 points if you do really well this round. Could just put you over the top, put you into those top 3. Again, top 3 on the wheel tonight. We'll spin the wheel, and somebody's getting a $10 Amazon gift card from me. Brandon, you got your second in a row last week. You won, and I sent that a little while ago tonight. So apologize. It's taking me about a week to get those sent out because I get busy. All right, here we go. Let's go over these questions. Question number 1, he's dying to become a chef was a tagline for what 2007 film? He's dying to become a chef was a tagline for what 2007 film? He's dying to become a chef. That was the tagline for what 2007 film? Number 2, New York City's first ticker tape parade was held on October 28, 1886, in celebration of the dedication of what landmark? New York City's first ticker tape parade was held October 28, 1886, in celebration of the dedication of what landmark? Sorry, doing my chicken wing dance over here. Been told if you move the arm, it's going to be better. So, number 3, in the 1960s, who released a single called "The Ballad of Bilbo Baggins"? 1960s, who released a single called "The Ballad of Bilbo Baggins"? In the 1960s, who released a single called "The Ballad of Bilbo Baggins"? Number 4, in what city does the movie Mrs. Doubtfire take place? In what city does the movie Mrs. Doubtfire take place? In what city does Mrs. Doubtfire take place? Number 5, what American movie star moved into the Prince's Palace of Monaco in 1956? What American movie star moved into the Prince's Palace of Monaco in 1956? What American movie star moved into the Prince's Palace of Monaco in 1956? Number 6, what iconic American chef co-authored the book Mastering the Art of French Cooking with Simone Beck and Louisette Berthold? I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. What iconic American chef co-authored the book Mastering the Art of French Cooking with Simone Beck and Louisette Berthold? One bonus point if you can tell me how to pronounce that last. No, I'm kidding. Number 6, what iconic American chef co-authored the book Mastering the Art of French Cooking? Number 7, Harrison Ford and Mel Gibson were considered for the role of Tom Hanks, that Tom Hanks eventually played, not of Tom Hanks. That's weird. Let's try again. Harrison Ford and Mel Gibson were considered for the role that Tom Hanks eventually played in what 1998 Steven Spielberg movie? Harrison Ford and Mel Gibson were considered for the role that Tom Hanks eventually played in what 1998 Steven Spielberg movie? Number 8, what is the only continent on Earth where pine trees do not grow? Multiple choice question there for you in the confidence round. I don't often do that. What is the only continent on Earth where pine trees do not grow? I'm not giving you the answers to choose from, but you should know them. Somebody on your team will know them. Number 8, what's the only continent on Earth where pine trees do not grow? And number 9, what sea does the Danube River empty into? What sea does the Danube River empty into? And number 10, last question of the night. Nellie Ross was sworn in as the governor of what state in 1925, making her the first female governor in the U.S.? Nellie Ross was sworn in as the governor of what state in 1925, making her the first female governor in the U.S.? All right, run over those again for you here. There we go. All right, run over those 10 questions again for you. Remember, you're ranking those answers 10 to 1, 10 the most confident, 1 the least confident, using each number just one time. Number 1, he's dying to become a chef, was a tagline from what 2007 film? Excuse me. Number 2, New York City's first ticker tape parade was held on October 28th, 1886, in celebration of the dedication of what landmark? Number 3, in the 1960s, who released a single called The Ballad of Bilbo Baggins? It's a real catchy tune. Number 4, in what city does the movie Mrs. Doubtfire take place? Number 5, what American movie star moved into the Prince's Palace of Monaco in 1956? Number 6, what iconic American chef co-authored the book Mastering the Art of French Cooking with Simone Beck and Louisette Berthold? You just throw an accent on it. It sounds like you know what I'm talking about, right? Number 7, Harrison Ford and Mel Gibson were considered for the role that Tom Hanks eventually played in what 1998 Steven Spielberg movie? Number 8, what's the only continent on Earth where pine trees do not grow? What is the only continent on Earth where pine trees do not grow? Number 9, what sea does the Danube River empty into? And number 10, Nellie Ross was sworn in as the governor of what state in 1925, making her the first female governor in the U.S.? All right. Remember, there's 10 questions. You're ranking them 10 to 1, 10 the most confident, 1 the least confident. Let me know if you need any repeats of those questions. Give you a couple minutes here to answer them and work on your rankings. I can do any repeats too. I'll ask you here in a couple of minutes if you're ready to roll or if anybody needs more time. Again, thank you to anybody who sent a tip in tonight or may yet send a tip. I know a lot of times people send them afterwards, but the Venmo and PayPal info right up there above my head at the top of the screen at Jim Thie for Venmo. PayPal is jimthie@gmail.com. Appreciate that so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thanks as well for anybody who's nominated me for Best of Carney. Really appreciate that as well. Pretty fun to be nominated for something like that. Hopefully I'll be in the top 5 nominees. That'd be really cool. Maybe I can even win. Who knows? But there are some really good live performance acts in the area that probably have more followers and more people that can vote for them than I do. But you never know. We'll see. If I get the top 5, I'll let you know again and let you go in and vote for me. Officially, since this is just a nomination, top 5 nominees move on to the vote. Let me know if you need any repeats there on round number 5. Again, if you need trivia for an upcoming event, whether that is in person, as long as we keep it safe with social distancing and things, and it's not outside. I'm not doing outside events right now. That's nuts. Come summer, I'd love to again. I've done a couple and they're a lot of fun. So I'd love to do that in the summer. We can talk about that. But also virtual events, can do them on Zoom, usually works really well. I'll take care of everything. All you got to do is show up. So yeah, just let me know. Would love to work with you if that's something you would like to hire me in to do. All right, let me know if you need more time in the comments. Otherwise, we'll go over these answers and get things rolling here to find out who the top 3 teams are tonight. If you need a little bit more time, tell me so in the comments. Work on those rankings. Got to have the rankings done before we score them. You can't rank them after. That's cheating. And again, Don't cheat on online trivia. Come on. All right, not seeing any comments. Let's go over those answers. Let me get the screen back up here first. There we go. Let me get that banner off too. That will help. All right. Confidence round answers. Here we go. Remember, you're going to want to mark the confidence points. That's what you're going to be adding up for your points for this round, then adding those into your total points for the other 4 rounds as well. Number 1, he's dying to become a chef was a tagline for what 2007 film Ratatouille. Ratatouille. Darn Disney references, Justin. Ratatouille. Number 2, New York City's first ticker tape parade was held on October 28th, 1886, in celebration of the dedication of the Statue of Liberty. The Statue of Liberty. Number 3, in the 1960s, who released a single called The Ballad of Bilbo Baggins? Leonard Nimoy. Leonard Nimoy. I think that probably tripped every team last night, maybe. So if you knew it was Leonard Nimoy, good on you. Number 4, in what city does the movie Mrs. Doubtfire take place? San Francisco. The Golden Gate City. Number 5, what American movie star moved into the Prince's Palace of Monaco in 1956? That was Grace Kelly. Grace Kelly moved into that palace. Number 6, what iconic American chef co-authored the book Mastering the Art of French Cooking? Julia Child. Julia Child. Number 7, Harrison Ford and Mel Gibson were considered for the role that Tom Hanks eventually played in what 1998 movie? Saving Private Ryan. Saving Private Ryan. Number 8, what's the only continent on Earth where pine trees do not grow? Antarctica. That makes sense, right? So it's kind of funny because they're like Christmas trees in the snowy place where they don't grow. Number 9, what sea does the Danube River empty into? It empties into the Black Sea. And number 10, last question of the night. Nellie Ross was sworn in as the governor of what state in 1925, making her the first female governor in the U.S.? It is the state of Wyoming. I don't know if I think of Wyoming when I think of progressive states necessarily, but sure, Wyoming. Thank you, thank you. Saw another tip roll in there during the answers. Must mean you liked them. All right. Let me know if you need any answers repeated. Otherwise, you're going to add up all your points for tonight. And you are going to send me a message. There it is. Send me your team name and your total score to the Ask a Nebraskan Trivia through Facebook Messenger or to me personally if we happen to be friends on Facebook. That is, of course, Jim Fields is my name. So if we're friends on Facebook, you can send them there. If you just like my page and we don't happen to be friends on Facebook, you're welcome to add me if you want another friend. Or you can send it to the Ask a Nebraskan Trivia. All right. John, I like your team name tonight. And I especially like if you actually sat on Zoom by yourself. That would be different. All right, send me those scores. And I'm looking for the top 3 scorers this evening. More than 3 teams, that's okay. All right. Some good scores coming in tonight, which after the scores that came in last night at McHugh's, I kind of expected. Oops, typed in a score wrong. Don't want to short somebody the 1 point I tried to. How dare I? All right. If you haven't sent your score yet, let me know in the comments or send it real fast. It looks like I've got the top 3 figured out, but I don't want to miss anybody. All right. Looks like I've got everyone. Losing people left and right here. People that know they probably weren't in the top 3. All right. Get that banner down. We'll get that banner down as well. Move that back over here. And I'm just getting the 3 team names here. All right. Just one more double check, make sure I didn't miss anybody. Oh, there's one more. Double check. All right. All right. So, top 3 scores for the evening. Yep, there we go. Top 3 scores are 79 points for B and the Honeys, 84 points for Trivia Newton John, and 93 for Team Grey Duck Hunts Disney Animals. Let me, I forgot to share the wheel screen. So those are the top 3. I just read them to you, but I did not share my screen. Get that up there. There we go. All right. We'll shuffle those names up a whole bunch. And we'll give the wheel an old spin. And let's see what happens here. Who's going to land on? Looks like, it's going to be close. Trivia Newton John. I think, yes, Trivia Newton John hangs on for the win. So I'll be in touch with you guys, find out who you want me to send that $10 Amazon card to. And congratulations. And I'm back here next Thursday night, 7 p.m. Come and play some trivia with me again. Tell your friends, bring them along. Let's have some fun. Thanks, everybody, again, for the tips on Venmo and PayPal. Thanks for being here tonight. Everybody stay safe, stay warm. Really hard to do. Stay safe, stay healthy. We'll see you next week. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.